Does that sound like conspiracy theories?
It sounds exactly like
That's wonderful. Did you pay for that shit? Did you make it?
I'm making it right now.
It's really good.
That sounded more like some 9/11 shit to me, honestly.
Okay. Please start with that.
Remember that morning?
Hang on, keep that rolling, and I'm just getting started.
No fire trucks to be heard. 7 a.m. So fresh. New York City. Oh yeah. Oh man. This is like the guys getting on the plane right now. Well, there's one right here, and then there's another one over there. Check your phone. Right? See you sit down.
3 hour time difference.
Because I was in school. You had said that your school.
Remember.
Right?
I was
Somebody
in
said that.
kindergarten.
All right, I
Okay,
get
you're in
it.
kindergarten.
No, it happened before I even fucking went to school.
Yeah, because I was already in school at the time.
Made us
I
watch
thought you were
it.
gonna introduce the show, but there's not really
They
reason
made
for
us
that.
watch it.
Well, we'll do that.
We'll do that.
I forced you to.
I really want to start it with that music. I want to listen to it.
That's a really great track. All my dreams to have this soundtrack. I think back and go. At the same time that this
That's when you're doing, so we can blow it up more.
It's a loop.
It's a loop?
Yeah.
Can you make it clear? Let's start. Is everybody ready?
Whoa.
Yeah. 9/11. 9/11. Hey, and welcome to the Marc Ball program. Happy September 11th, everybody. Yeah. Coming to you for the first time ever from lovely Pullman, Washington. I didn't know that was sweet. I was nervous about this show because if you spend a couple weeks working on an hour-long variety hour about conspiracy theories, you realize that that's a stupid fucking thing to do an hour-long variety show about. But then I got here, and everybody's been friendly. They gave me alcohol, even though I'm underage. I don't know if you guys knew that. But anyhow, we got it like a really. I didn't know this was going to happen. But the actual NSA is here. I'm really excited for that. We've got. I think we've got. What's up? You got a microphone 2 inches from me. There you go.
Is it on?
Yeah, you got a hot mic there.
And they finally responded to our fan mail.
Yeah, the NSA. Yeah. Practical.
Planning.
Alright, so this is the start of the show. let's start the program. Could I name of a politician? Any politician?
Newt Gingrich.
Newt Gingrich. Any other politician?
Ron Paul.
Ron Paul? Yeah, I'd have to make
Kissinger.
some assumptions.
John
Henry
McCain.
Kissinger I could do. Okay, hang on. Can we get 90 seconds on the clock? Hang on, I gotta remember this. Okay, so Bing Crosby from Spokane, knew David Bowie, knew Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger knew the Beatles knew Muhammad Ali knew Malcolm X, who knew Martin Luther King, who knew JFK, who I bet you knew Henry Kissinger. Alright, he made it from Spokane to Henry Kissinger.
Hey,
Bing
where's
Crosby
Paul?
got around.
Are you recording?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start over.
You have always got the most pertinent and great things to say. Will Coleman, are you recording? So, I have got guests here to talk about various conspiracy theories. We've got. It took me forever.
So, at the beginning of time, when men started, like communicating and stuff, they built the city of Atlantis, and they built 10 cities in the city of Atlantis, and then the Martians came to Earth, and they built the 11th city, and then the Hebrews came to Earth, and they built the 12th city. And when the Hebrews came to Earth, they knew math, but they weren't too emotionally connected, and the Martians from Mars, they were reptilian, and they were completely evil. And so, is that my cutoff?
No.
Oh, okay.
Where's your circumcision?
Oh, yeah. So, these Martians, they were completely evil. And the human beings confused the Martians and the Hebrews until the Hebrews taught them how to use math, and they made their buildings better. But obviously, the evil reptilian Martians had to destroy Atlantis. And all humans fled, and the Martians formed the Illuminati.
Justin and his buttons, everybody!
Yeah!
You'll be doing that every now and again in the program. So, the conspiracy theory that I took to do was JFK. And I found that there's too much information on JFK to talk about. There have been between 1,500 and 2,000 books written on the Kennedy assassination. So, I don't have much to say about it. It's peculiar.
Quick question, are you recording your computer?
What's that?
Are you recording on your
No, I'm
computer?
recording this
Okay.
device. Alright. So, figure it out, you guys. I mean, he got shot a couple times. We forgot to do the Naked 90. Do you have that music set up for the Naked 90?
Is there music for the next 90?
Yes, there's the Jeopardy theme song.
Oh, well, I do.
Alright, right now, Jacob is going to draw the picture. What do I guess is going to draw a picture of something naked in 90 seconds? While he does that, I encourage everyone in the room who has access to the internet to look up a naked picture of Marilyn Monroe. I don't look up a picture of Marilyn Manson naked. Marilyn Monroe slept with Kennedy, so that's how that has any kind of relevance to the story. My guess has not begun drawing at all in this 90 seconds.
When is the 90 seconds start?
Wait, 90 seconds started 30 seconds ago.
Not 60 seconds!
Oh, no.
Justin slowed down time for you, Jacob. You got more time now. So basically what happened was Kennedy was shot 3 times in a very peculiar manner. It said that he was shot behind him and from above, but he had an entrance wound below his Adam's apple. When he got shot in the head, allegedly from behind and above, his entire body flinched and was thrown back into the left in such a way that it makes no sense that if he was shot from behind and above. The doctor's reports completely changed, and there's an infinite amount of information you can find. how are we doing on the 90 seconds? Okay,
That's it.
okay, what do you got for us? Okay, there it is. Viewers at home get to see it first. 90-second naked drawing, right there.
Marilyn Monroe.
This is art.
Reminds me of a Matisse.
I had way less to say than usual today, so let's move on to our guests. I don't remember your name. Bob, everybody!
Bob Lightfront. Bob Lightfront.
Bob is going to tell us exactly what happened on the day of September 11th, 2001.
It was a pretty emotional day for everyone, I would say. I was in kindergarten, and my teacher came up to me when it happened, and she said, well, Bob, 9/11 just happened. And I looked up at her with my tear-filled, sorrowful eyes, and I said, what's a 9/11? And then she smacked me upside the head and told me to sign up. And that was about it.
Yeah!
That was conclusively the best segment we've ever had on the Mark Ball program. Thank you, Bob.
I bet you agree, Mark.
They too agree. Now, Nathan, I think we agreed on this. I don't really remember.
Oh, sure.
I was worried about having you on the program because when planning to have you on the program, I asked you if you wanted to be on the program. You said yes, and that was the end of communication and any possibility for communication. And I don't know you, Nathan, so I didn't know how I was going to talk to you for 5 minutes. But now we've got away. Now you can explain to us what was wonky about September 11th.
Sure.
Aside from Bob getting abused by his teacher.
That definitely didn't happen to me. I don't know. I just saw these on the television, 2 towers fall down, and then I was like, damn, that's crazy. And I just started watching Armageddon. I was like in 4th grade. So I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't know if it was like a real thing that, I didn't know if someone was lying to me. I'm paranoid. It's like the American way now.
But what you're saying is that Michael Bay was somehow involved.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
It seems questionable.
So 2 planes flew into 2 towers. Towers fell.
Hypothetically, right?
Yeah. What was unusual about it? What is cause for query in this event?
Well, I thought it was really interesting how the towers fell down vertically. It's like the plane hits it from the side. It seemed like maybe it was done from the inside or something. Or like maybe people were anticipating this. There's evidence for this, I think, based on the shit that I've been exposed to.
Could I chime in with a couple things? There is footage of what appears to be explosions. Why am I holding a beer? That doesn't look professional. Forget that I did that, Internet. Anyhow.
Professional.
Oh yeah, professionals. Fuck, Nathan. Look at me.
I don't
Look
know.
At me.
I'm drinking the beer.
So there's video of what appears to be explosions at different parts of the towers from where the planes hit it. The towers had steel girders that melted, and the burning temperature of jet fuel is not hot enough to melt steel girders. There were tremendous parts of the towers that were closed off to the days leading up to September 11th. And like you said, there's no fucking way that they would have just imploded like that. They would have.
And what's up with the Pentagon? I didn't see shit on that on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's no video of that.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Yep.
Why not?
Where's the Google Hangout live stream of that?
We'll have you back later. Alright. Well, now, back on the show for the third time. Fourth time. You were on it for the advertisement in the first episode. You were on it in the second episode. And you were on it in the last episode. And as always, before we get to Jacob, we'll pause for a commercial break. Oh, so here's the
This is
thing.
non-cut shit. Not many people.
See, when we pause for commercial break at the live show, we don't really stop. Yeah, but on the recording, we'll go back into editing and we'll fix it up. There'll be like this whole crazy advertisement. We don't need to get too inside baseball here, but yeah, there you go.
Wait.
And now we're back! Yeah! It's been so fucking long, you guys. God damn, we really stopped performing, didn't we, Jacob? A long fucking time.
I just stopped.
Yeah.
Stopped doing everything I was doing.
So Jacob, you are going to explain to us possible incentives that there could be for the U.S. government to be involved in the falling of the two towers.
So why?
In that order.
Because everybody was first the how. How did they fall? What happened? And the next was the why. Look at that. Now, there's a lot of possible things that could have been going on that still are going on, but a lot of people believe that the Bush family was intricately involved. Bush Sr.'s involvement in the Persian Gulf War, especially with the Bin Laden family, very intimate relationship with the Bin Laden family, securing holds in the oil estate in that region. Now, this was a preemptive strike, believed to be, to ensure our holds and our oil interests. Everybody knows that oil is...
You have holds and you have oil interests?
I'm
You said
interested.
are you part of this?
No, I'm not part of
Hey,
anything.
Jeff, you guys. That's cool. I'm not accusing you.
Calling me a communist? You red dirty fuck.
Yep.
Was that inappropriate?
No, you're good. We keep bringing stuff up. You told me at least 3 things in the car on the way over that could be incentives for the U.S. to be involved.
Right. Especially Martians and reptilians. Same thing, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah, Martians and reptilians.
I have something about reptilians to say.
Now, Obama, being a reptilian, started this all.
Are you going to say any more information? Or are you good?
Real information? Because it's conspiracy theory.
Alright. What else you got,
But
Jacob?
moving our people into that region, especially using 9/11 as a catalyst, change our attention, change our hold, using the word terrorist for the first time as a grouping, a category. Mark, stop moving around.
I don't want the computer to see all my names. There you go. That's a bit better.
Hey, you gotta be a
There you go.
time.
Does this see Winston's blood Jesus?
What's happening? Yep.
Yeah.
Alright.
I think
Jacob! I can't tell you guys, Jacob. So, now we've got this crazy special guest. I'm so excited that they're here. They're always sending me messages saying, like we're watching you, and we saw that you downloaded and stuff like that.
We
They're
did.
here. We're here. I don't know why I said here twice, but they're here. It is.
Oh,
and
we
get
saw
ready
that.
for your biggest
We knew you
round
were
of applause,
excited.
you guys. The NSA.
Yo, when we get in the ring, I'm taking you down, Mark Ball. You ain't got no chance.
I thought we were friends, NSA.
We're not friends with anybody.
But I've given you so much information.
We take it. We take what we want.
Look, it's because of me that you now know how much Jacob knows about 9/11, which seems to be nearly fucking everything.
We already knew what he knew. I just wanted to say real quick that if you're interested on information about the reptilian Obama, you can go to the Denver airport, and there's a mural we installed about it. It's got swords and shit. There's swords all over the place in the Denver airport. With lizard people uprising, they get out of the desert, the Mojave Desert. You know, there's holes in the ground leading to the center of the earth that's hollow in there. Did you know that?
I do now.
Yeah, we know a lot you didn't know.
So are you saying we're going to throw down NSA?
Sunday. I want you in the ring with the NSA.
All right, NSA. Go through it. Go through it. Go through it, home listening, or interested in watching Mark Ball throw down with the NSA. Tickets will be only $5 and we'll happen to the Pullman Arena. The Pullman Arena. Place that I fictionalized just now. And back to the program. Well, here he is. Hey. So, a gentleman was kind enough to give me this show in Pullman. I had a wonderful time thus far. It's gone well. And he hipped me to some jive called chemtrails. And I did no research about them because I want to be surprised. So here now, with all the information about chemtrails, is Xander!
I'm the chemtrail guy.
Who's telling us degrees and shit?
I'm the
Yeah,
chemtrail
I have
guy.
degrees in chemtrails, for Christ's sake.
What the fuck? Jesus.
Yeah, it's next to Jesus, too, because you know I'm a very religious man, and chemtrails and revelations actually go hand.
All right.
So, for those of you at home that don't know about chemtrails, you know, the government and the scientists, they all tell us about these things called contrails. They come up on planes because of altitude and humidity and just bullshit. Bullshit. No, the government is spraying us with chemicals to control our minds and to control the environment. Woo!
Yeah.
Chinese got on us before us. U.S. was like, nah, ain't about that. We did it bigger, we did it better, we did it American.
I heard altitude doesn't exist.
Gravity. What
Basically,
the fuck?
yeah.
How does that work?
Yep. Chemtrails, everybody.
Yeah, we're good friends of the, hold on, I get a cigarette.
Cigarettes in the Mark Ball program have got a long and storied history. I believe that we should encapsulate it with a moment of silence that lasts as long as the amount of times guests have spent pausing to smoke cigarettes in the Mark Ball program.
Hey, do you remember that one time I just all together left to go smoke?
Yeah, I remember that. Yep. Moment of silence. Moment of silence. Moment of silence. Dead air. Dead air. Dead air. Dead air. We're dead airing it. It's dead air. Dead air. Dead air. Dead air. Dead air. Dead air. Still dead air. And we're back! What more do you got on the
Chemtrails. So, you know, you ever wonder why when a plane flies overhead you suddenly feel sick? It's because of chemtrails. They're spraying us to make us sick. Actually, according to the illustrious Mr. Snowden, who I recently read this report by him, people say it's allegedly. It's definitely Ed Snowden. You can tell by the writing style. So, according to Ed Snowden, the chemtrail phenomenon was effectively a copy of the Chinese and their initial efforts to control the weather, like in the 12 years preceding the Beijing Olympics. So the chemtrails are effectively counter global warming thing. So we can all die from global warming, or we can be sick from the chemicals that are being used to control global warming that private jetliners spray all over the atmosphere. It's interesting. It actually ties into 9/11 because there's a theory out there that half of 9/11, in addition to the oil and everything, was to control all of the fossil fuel smog being burnt in New York. Those planes were laden with chemtrail compounds that, when the explosion happened, lifted them into the atmosphere and effectively helped New York not turn into a raging hotbox for the next 50 years.
Very good. You tied it all together. Xander, everybody!
I believe it.
Woo!
Hey, Mark. Hey, Mark. I quit. Can I get one of those donuts?
Yeah, man, that's why they're here.
Justin quits, everybody. Hey, Justin! Justin! Are you gonna kill yourself or what?
I think you're enjoying me.
The chemtrails will do it for you.
Yeah. Go do a chemtrail.
Sit underneath. Just go to it.
Coming back.
Alright. Glad to have you, Justin. Justin is back!
Yeah! Justin! No, stop.
Nobody does that.
Yeah.
Alright.
Justin.
Everybody but 2 people in this room have spoken thus far, and I'm going to ask the one person who I'm pretty positive is not prepared to speak. Amanda! You want to speak? Okay, Amanda doesn't want to speak. So, Alan.
So, obviously, the reptilians that left Atlantis, they formed the Illuminati. And now you're fucking everything up, Mark. So they formed everything up. And obviously they made Hollywood using Freudian mind techniques. And then they made Star Wars and had a big orgy in the MGM Grand Hotel. They passed it. And obviously Star Wars has its background in witchcraft and weird too. Because, that's not too far out. And you see John the Hutt, and they obviously do this. Thank you.
Dude, did you know that Stanley Kubrick performed the moon landing?
I didn't know that. Okay,
That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say.
So the way to fix chemtrails to prevent yourself from being susceptible to it, get as many buckets of about 24 degrees Celsius water.
That's ice buckets.
Just 1 degree Celsius under room temperature. It actually has heat.
Are you talking about the ice bucket challenge? We don't talk about fads on the Mark program. We're going to last forever.
The thing about the ice bucket challenge is that they got it wrong. It's supposed to be the slightly lower than tepid water bucket challenge. And it's actually the counter-conspiracy to chemtrails. Get people with a bunch of buckets of water to absorb the chemtrails from the high atmosphere.
Also, seriously, guys, gotta take a mercury bath every day. Get mercury, bathe in it. It's good for you. It's Christly. Alan! Hey. What's up, buddy? Alan! Hey, man. Let's not hear the rap battle, which I am more than willing to invite. Also, thank you for doing this. This right here. Get out and stand that smooth. You're talking to people at home. It looks like there's only one person watching, and he does not seem to be enjoying it. I'm sorry, dude. Hey, his name's Nick Porter. Nick Porter, thanks for being here, buddy.
Nick Porter.
I mean, like, I know it's a bit odd and, like, maybe boring or whatever. But, yeah, what does Nick Porter have to say about conspiracies?
Where's the mic on this thing?
Hold on. Let me unmute him. I'm trying to unmute him. All
right.
There. He's not muted. What do you got to say?
I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. The NSA is watching me.
Oh, he doesn't want to talk. Thanks for the show.
Oh, believe me, Nick Porter. Believe me, Nick Porter, we're watching anyways.
The NSA is right there. He's right to the side of the screen. Look at him. He's feeding me a cigarette right now.
Alan, you took us here today.
Hey!
You're the reason this show is happening.
Hey!
Yeah! Yeah! Woo! All right. Yeah. You've got a very interesting thing that I've never heard about yet, and you're going to talk about it on the show. And I'm looking forward to it, so I'll give you the floor.
That would be super.
All
Yeah,
right.
but before I start, I'd like to say it's great that the No Sex Anonymous is here. I am surprised to learn that 9/11 is still happening.
What are you yelling, everybody?
Yeah! And I'm excited for the Hot Box New York campaign. Those chemtrails are delicious. Yeah, we're here to talk about to take a step in a new direction. Maybe everybody's heard of a television show called Twin Peaks. Maybe not. It may or may not be important. People may or may not have heard of a man called D.B. Cooper. Has anybody heard of D.B. Cooper?
I saw about him in a movie once.
Movie. That's going to be an important element to this plot line. Is film. Folks, did you guys all know that D.B. Cooper? Oh, maybe I should talk about who D.B. Cooper is. D.B. Cooper, in 1971, when the time where plane hijackings were excusable, they were a political, campaign to get people to sign petitions and label GMO foods and
Good Samaritan law.
it was a good Good Samaritan type thing to do back in the 1960s. Well, D.B. Cooper, he's the one guy who got away with it, everybody. Or did he? In 1971, over a Boeing 747, D.B. Cooper hijacked a plane. He took some money from the FBI, $200,000, and on his flight back to Mexico, he jumped off over Tacoma. This is not that long ago. He took a parachute, strapped the money to himself. You've never seen from him, you guys? Damn. It's a big deal. They made a lot of movie about it. And they still don't know who he is. Guys, did you think that maybe may or may not David Lynch may or may not be D.B. Cooper?
Oh, what?
I've
never seen them at the same time.
Exactly. The NSA would know.
Thank you, No Sex Anonymous.
It actually stands for Nosferatu Sees All. Or Nostradamus Sees All.
Nostradamus sees all.
No strings attached.
You guys, you've never seen Twin Peaks, huh?
It's
That's gonna make this really
I
hard.
saw the first 2 episodes.
You've seen it?
Man, that's it.
I've seen that for. Does anybody think? Okay, look, like,
I've seen Eraserhead like 30 times.
oh, this is. Oh, yes, the $200,000. This maybe was used to like film Eraserhead. David Lynch, he was maybe 25 years old when it happened. He's about the right age. He's from the region. He's from such places as I have a lot of notes. Missoula and Spokane.
That was one of the questions on the quiz rounds. Just forget it. Just forget it. End the show. It's over. It's over, you guys. Just continue. I'll ask another question about it.
We don't need to talk too much more about this.
I just want to see what you
Any
do.
questions?
You did not disappoint.
D.B. Cooper.
D.B. Cooper.
D.B. Cooper.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Cooper. Dragon Ball Cooper.
Yeah.
Cooper.
New Dragon Ball confirmed.
D.B. Cooper.
It's hard to. Does anybody have any questions? Maybe a better format might to have everybody ask a question about what I'm talking about. I'm not doing a good job here.
Who did 9/11?
What does D.B. Cooper have to do with the reptilian?
D.B. Cooper's flight on 9/11.
Who
What
shot
is D.B.
9/11?
Cooper? And if so, was he good at that?
Who shot 9/11?
Who were the Somebody shot 9/11. Can everybody hear you?
Can everyone hear you? You see all?
Who shot 9/11?
D.B. Cooper.
Oh. D.B. Cooper!
David fucking Lynch.
Well,
It was David Lynch.
yeah.
David fucking Lynch.
Yeah, David Lynch. All those Dutch angles.
That guy is
Okay.
no.
So,
How does he explain Mulholland Drive?
Ooh.
all right. So I'm
No
gonna
one can.
try and get this. I'm gonna get a question out. Okay, D.B. Cooper disappears, $200,000 on a plane. Disappears, right?
Oh, yeah.
In the area that David Lynch is from, right?
Yeah.
Then David Lynch films Eraserhead using roughly the same amount of money that D.B. Cooper disappeared. Is that about right?
Records are spotty.
This is real compelling.
Every receipt was kept in a coffee can.
Under a pile of hair.
Under a pile of JFK's hair.
60
And,
Blood on that shit.
and if anybody else has any more questions,
Stop the question. So D.B. Cooper, David Lynch, he did Dune, right?
No, we don't talk about that.
So if he did Dune, he was effectively admitting that he is a reptilian.
True. True.
You get to the bottom of this
the
shit.
reptilian.
It's
Desert,
all
sand,
there.
reptilian, these,
Mars.
heat, Mars, yes, all of these, that topography would be in conjunction with, and this or that, reptile, cold blood, force, super sun.
You got notes there, huh? That's really good.
If you have,
Start with
if you have
that.
any more questions,
I have another question.
So,
So, who would what be D.B. Cooper if he were that, which you say he was, be then, at which time were then, be there? In 4 words or less?
Do the NSA. I don't think that shit.
No DNA available.
You wouldn't have DNA because you're a Martian.
It's in that Predator movie, man.
What it fuck?
Does count as a word? I think he's used up his 4 words.
We'll allow it.
Thank you, gracious NSA master.
Thank you, NSA. This segment of the Mark Ball program is sponsored by the NSA.
We're welcome.
Always looking out.
We are the unwinking eye.
In good hands.
Yeah, whiskey.
Unwinking.
All right. Now we've got two people that Mark is fighting: the NSA and Justin is Buttons.
Franco-Belgian Albert Weinberg.
Woo!
That's correct.
Alan, you seem to know a bit about D.B. Cooper. Would you be opposed to our autopsy so we can find out if you're a reptilian or not?
Oh no.
Blind test.
I have
I
a
mean-
chemtrails
DNA. No DNA.
No, we just need to cut him open just a little bit right here. See if he's got scales.
A little pie slice on your neck. Nothing.
How can you measure it on a scale?
A chemtrail bath
Stop talking, NSA!
should be
I'm on to
sufficient
you
evidence.
too!
You want to step in the ring?
Thank you for your time.
Ah, Nuffy! Yeah! Alright.
You can hang on to that
Favorite
microphone.
politician.
That's Justin. Justin.
What's up?
Hey, buddy.
What's up?
How you doing?
Jonah.
Yeah, pretty good, baby.
All right, baby. I'm glad you're here, Justin. We don't want to hang out anymore. What's that about? Is that about the show or conspiracy theories? Why don't we just kick it? We should all kick it, you guys. Everybody in this room.
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin.
Fuck all that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how the program. Now let's no, kick it. Kick it. Yeah. All
Why
right.
can't we be friends?
Why can't we be friends?
Why can't we be
Oh,
friends?
this is a great episode. All right, so Justin, can you get ready to perform live music?
No.
No.
What kind of music you want?
Hey, whatever you'd like. Whatever you'd like. I'm gonna announce the next segment, and then we gotta have live music, and everybody's involved in this segment, including Amanda, if she'd like to be. Amanda doesn't seem too into it, but I'm glad you're here, Amanda. Thanks for being here. Okay. All right, you guys ready? You guys ready for the last segment? There it is. The quiz round. The quiz round of the Mark Ball program. Okay, so if you would like to answer one of the questions, all you have to do is yell, "Hello, it's conspiracy man, I know it!" If you yell anything other than that, I will not acknowledge your answer. Can you repeat that? "Hello, it's a conspiracy man, I know it!"
Don't look at that. It's like intro. Contribute. You should stay away from there. It is. Okay.
So, is everybody ready for the first question on the quiz round?
That's a conspiracy, man. I know it.
Alright. If 9/11 was a conspiracy, man.
9/11 was a conspiracy, man. I know it.
I think everyone's ready.
-1 point. Alright, so the first question is, what was John F. Kennedy's father's name?
Frank.
I know.
I'm gonna let this one go.
Anything you just said, I know that's a conspiracy, man. Fuck that shit.
-1 point.
That was a conspiracy, man. I know it.
Theodore. Nah.
That was a conspiracy, man. I know it.
John F. Kennedy.
Nah.
That was a conspiracy, man. I know it.
James Franco.
1 point! Alright! Yeah! Alright, let's move on. Okay. Where was David Lynch born? I thought Alan would get it.
Jerusalem.
1 point! You're back up to 0. Alright. Alright. You know, 1 point to 0, and yeah. It's all good. It's all good.
I got -1.
What company was Dick Cheney the president of?
It's a conspiracy, man. 9/11. I know it.
Halliburton.
I'm going to assign you 10,000 points because you just legitimately answered a question. So you're up to 9,999 points. You're up to the NSA!
Of course I know that one.
Alright. What time in Eastern Standard Time did the first plane hit the 2 towers?
At the same time.
Oh! 9,998 points. So Elijah, you're still up. Still up by 1 point. Sure. -10 billion points. Alright. I was gonna say, it was, that's actually, you got it, yeah. So, 10 million points, -10 billion points, no, you're at 10,000, even 10,000. No, yes, wait, 9,999.
No, I'm at 10,000. He's at 9,000.
Alright, everybody's back to 0. Don't question me, man. Don't question me. I make the numbers.
I roll the nickels. I make the dice.
We've got a precursor. Hang on, I need to do something. This is a precursor to the lightning round. I'm calling it the thunder round. And it is if you can name the month and year Kennedy was shot, that's worth 1 point. If we can name the month, year, and day that Kennedy was shot, that's worth 2 points.
September 11th.
Oh man, that's a conspiracy, Muhammad Ali. Alright. Oh, Bob! I believe he was shot in 2012. That's right, Bob. Yeah.
He was never shot. There was never an entity known as JFK. He was a contract with the Lizard People.
Alright, because all the room as a whole is up to 12 trillion points. Alright!
JFK was actually a hog?
I like that one. You're up to
Passion
12
orange
trillion
guava.
ones. Okay, so this here is the lightning round. The lightning round is the best round in the quiz portion of the Mark Ball program.
The lightning round.
Don't have the answers pulled up. So, rock it out, Justin. Jam your shit.
The lightning round. The lightning round. Brought by the lightning round.
There it fucking is. There it fucking is. Alright. This is the lightning round. The question here is, okay, so there is said that there are 13 families that rule the entire world. It is worth 1 point.
That's a conspiracy, man. I know it.
Alright, hang on.
Wait, start with Alan.
Alan, go for it.
You can't.
1 point to Alan.
That's a conspiracy, man. I know it.
Alright.
9/11 conspiracy. Goldberg.
Say it again.
Goldberg.
I do not see Goldberg on here.
I guess they're the 11th.
Hang on. Have a conference with each other, decide on one name to say, and I'll give you both. Alright. Yeah.
Let him go.
I've got good news. Hang on. What do you have to say, Xander? You got a microphone right there.
Rock.
We got good news, guys. Everybody's a winner. And we're gonna stop the program.
No,
But I'm glad. Wait, what?
we're not done yet.
I'm very confused, Justin. I don't know what's happening anymore. This was a great show, you guys.
Go home, we're drunk. Hey, this is Justin and his buttons.
Justin and his buttons program. He got himself. This is the Knockball program.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
set myself on fire.
If you're interested in more facts about 9/11, you can't find them.
Alright, now hang on. We gotta do one more thing. And I'm going to
go by Stan.
hang on.
Yo, pass the mic.
Yo, I like to smoke a lot of weed. I drink a lot of beer. Pretty fucked up. You know how it is. That's all good.
Alright, Elijah and Justin. Justin Buttons. Hey, Elijah. Alright, so let's do this. Let's record this as if NSA, Justin and his Buttons, and Mark are all having a fight, and I will chime in, or I will edit it so that there's like an enormous audience there.
Everything's right.
Oh, that's it.
The Plaza Movement. 45.
Alright.
Fuck bother you! I'm gonna take Mark with one hand! and I'm gonna take Mark with the other, and I'm gonna take the NSA with my foot.
You can't handle the truth. I won't let you handle the truth. You can't know the truth because I'm the only one who knows the truth, Justin and Button. You can't see nothing. You can't see shit.
Motherfucker! I'm gonna fuck you up right now.
Alright. Now we should all do three-way street.
Three-way.
Alright.
Three-way!
You guys ready? Sunday! You saw it here first. The Pansy and the Wimp versus the NSA. Right here, the cream of the crop. The NSA is going to take on these two wimps from Mississippi. The South ain't got nothing. The South ain't got nothing to say. Saw it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Fuck McDonald. I mean, 3 times and I appear to whoop your ass. That is all.
Okay. Mark, you look like you make a good WWE character. Yeah, he would be like
Fucking WWF.
the farmer.
My iron foot is gonna crash your iron cushion.
Your iron cushion.
Your iron cushion.
Don't spot me on his head so you a cigarette.
I can't stop. It's already been
They
done.
would like to be plugged in
Tobacco,
the Mark Ball program. Anything at all? I'll talk about whatever.
Shout outs to Jay-Z. Shout outs to Muhammad Ali. Shout outs to Beyonce. Shout outs to my homie Dre. Shout outs to everybody and everyone I watch, which is everything.
Yeah, you can shout ICP.
Shout out to ICP, because I do see P.
Any personal projects, artistic endeavors, money-making ventures?
I paint on trash. That's all.
Shout outs to Pequod Down. Shout outs to Literally NSA. Shout outs to Cheetos in the Black Sea. Shout outs to Wham. Shout outs to Subtum. Shout outs to Talk. Shout outs to People's Park. Shout outs to everything that you could possibly think of that's on the internet that would be logged.
I do books on tape. Make a guess.
Death Breakfast, Rob Deck's Breakfast Nights, does books where he reads fan fiction of Sonic the Hedgehog going to high school. That's some interesting shit. Shout outs to legal marijuana. We got a fan.
How did the second episode do as far as download?
I haven't checked it at all, so I.
Oh, it did well.
The first episode had like 50 downloads.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining us here
Let's film another podcast.
on
It was a lot of fun.
the Mark Brawl
Especially when it got-
program.
I know
the
that
Mark
one.
Brawl program.
I know that person. Hey, Nick Porter. Bye, Nick Porter. Nick
Audrey,
what's your mama at?
Audrey, Nick, thank you for joining us live on Sunday, Thursday, September 11th.
Sunday.
That is all.